Hello everyone, and welcome to Vintage Cameras and Film Tips, where we look at yesterday's cameras and today's film photography. Today we're going to do an eBay unboxing. We'll take a look here as soon as I can get it unwrapped. It's well wrapped here, which is good. That's what we want when we buy a camera. Get it wrapped well, so we at least know it arrives safely. We don't know what the condition is when we get it. Agfa Isolette 3. And what we're going to do is go over what you need to look for if you're buying this camera at a garage sale, at a flea market, someplace, a camera shop, to where you've got it in your hands when you're buying it. What you want to look at is, first, you want to look at the bellows. In order to do that, you take it to a dark area, the darkest if you can. If you're at a flea market or something, just try to get under the table a little bit. Take a small flashlight, shine it in the back, look for holes coming through the bellows. Sometimes you also need to look back in the back here and look inside, because sometimes when you're shining a light in, it won't show up these holes back here in the back. So you look for that. You look for everything turning. Here's the film wind up. Here's the ASA that you lift up and you turn. Cosmetics. This one's cosmetically pretty nice. Cosmetics might not mean as much if you can get it at a pretty good price, and depending on what you want to use it for. Also, what you need to look for, does the focus ring turn? Because this should be turning. It is frozen. And sometimes this one's turning, but I believe it's the dial turning on the lens, or else it's really stiff. But anyway, it's going to have to be repaired. So now we've looked at the bellows. If it's got a lot of holes in it, you probably want to stay away from it, because you can't get bellows for them. And this you can easily fix. I have a video showing actually how to fix this. The other thing is the shutter. And so the shutter is working. Speed-wise, I don't know. The main things, bellows. If it's got a lot of holes, too many that you think you can repair, 3, maybe 4 holes, small enough, you can probably repair them. Good enough to be able to use the camera. But if it has too many and it needs a new bellows, you're probably out. The other thing is the focus right here, the footage ring. If it's froze up, you're going to have to take it apart. It's not a big deal. Like I say, I have a video on it to fix. And then the shutter, which the shutter is working okay on this. So if you're out buying this camera, then that's what you need to be looking for. The most of the things, bad shutter, lens, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it if it's in really nice condition and the right price. Bellows, it'd have to be cheap before I buy a bellows that's got a lot of holes in it. But if it's got just several holes to where I might be able to patch them and the price is right, then I'd pick this camera up. It's an Isolette 3 with an uncoupled rangefinder. The one other thing on the rangefinder I almost forgot to mention, because most of the time you're looking at an Isolette 1 or 2, you have the main 3, the bellows, the ring, and the shutter. On the Isolette 3, you have the rangefinder adjuster right here, and this should be moving. On this one, the rangefinder adjuster is frozen, so that's another thing that'll have to be fixed. So right now we know the rangefinder coupler, the rangefinder dial needs to be fixed, the lens needs to be fixed, and we haven't checked the bellows. So let me check the bellows real quick and I'll be right back. I'm back from checking the bellows, and it does have holes, which normally they do. These are kind of a paper bellows, and so it's very, very seldom do you find one that doesn't have holes in it. It's got 4, maybe 5 that I've found. So I am going to try to repair them and see how that goes. I'll get the other things fixed, and once I get everything fixed, I'll come back and do a total review of the Agfa Isolette 3. uncoupled rangefinder camera. So if you found this video helpful, if you'd give it a thumbs up, I'd certainly appreciate it. And that's it for today's video. Grab your camera, some film, and get out and take some pictures. And I'll see you in the next video.